Hi, everybody. Hank Sennett from Today Real Estate and Mari Sennett and Associates. Thanks for joining me for a little morning coffee. As I'm taping this, I've just dropped off the keys to Michael and Judy's new Cape Cod home. We were very happy to work with them in finding the home of their dreams. We were also very happy to work with them in helping them sell their off Cape in Plymouth condo. There was 2 closings today, actually. And it's actually the 3rd closing we've had this week. Earlier this week, we closed on a home for Becky and Joe. Happy to work with Becky, who is a colleague realtor from New York City, and her husband, Joe, who is a retired New York City firefighter who was on the ground during 9/11. And it's not very often that you get a chance to meet a hero. But we certainly had a chance to meet a hero when we, met Joe and worked with him and Becky. So 3 closings this week. We have 3 or 4, I think, coming up over the next couple of weeks. So if, you're listening to your Uncle Harry, who knows a little something about real estate, and he's telling you this isn't the time to put your home on the market, or this isn't the time to be looking, you can tell Uncle Harry you love him, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. We also went on a listing appointment this week, and it's what we did at the listing appointment that I just want to take a minute and talk with you about. One of the things that we do when we go on a listing appointment is that we go through the home with the seller to give our honest assessment about what needs to be spruced up, what needs to be fixed, and what doesn't. And quite often the conversation is sort of a combination of, gee, did you think about doing this? Gee, you really ought to do that. And gee, that's a really nice idea, but it's really not worth the time or the money, and it's not going to add to the purchase price of your home. This has become really important to us because of another home that's going to be closing in a couple of weeks. This was a home that we have been working with the family who's selling the home for the owner, who has moved into more appropriate living facilities for herself. And from all outwards indications, the house was in great shape. The rooms were painted, the floors were polished, everything looked from the outside perfect. Had no reason to suspect that. Well, there was a little mold in the attic, 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. There was a radon issue, a little bit above what is the accepted levels. But in both cases, those issues had to be addressed, and it has sort of slowed down the sales process. So what I want to suggest to you today is, if you're thinking about selling your home, first of all, go through your home yourself and look around and say, okay, if I was coming in to buy this home, what would I notice? What would concern me? There's always a window in the extra bedroom that nobody uses that maybe needs to be fixed. There's always a step on the back stairs to the deck that's a little cracked, but it's okay. It's no big deal, except both of these items will show up in a home inspector's report. After you do that and you talk with the realtor, you might want to ask your realtor to go through your home and make an assessment based on our experience. One of the things that I do for Mari is that I attend most of the home inspections, not only for the homes that we're representing the buyers, but also the homes where we're representing the sellers. And I have a rough idea about what home inspectors look for, what home inspectors get excited about, and trust me, there are certain things that they get excited about, and what things home inspectors get concerned about. One final piece of advice. If you are selling an older home where maybe there have been issues in the past, if you're selling a home on behalf of a relative, you might want to consider having a home inspector come through and do a pre-sale inspection. It's short money, a couple of $100 maybe, and they can go through and they can point out areas where if they were doing the home inspection, these items would probably show up in a report. Trust me, it will save you a lot of aggravation, a lot of angst later when you get an offer. And as part of the negotiating process, all of a sudden there's a laundry list of things that need to be addressed. If you can cut that list in half maybe, all the better for you, all the better for the process. Mari and I work with a number of very good home inspectors who we could put you in touch with. You can call us at 508-568-8191. That's Mari. I'm at 508-568-8195. And we'd be more than happy to, visit your home and give our honest assessment or pass on the names of some of the home inspectors that we work with. So, thank you for joining me for a little morning coffee. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with family and friends, and we'll be talking to you soon.